Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're doing a color with me. This image is from a coloring book that I purchased from the Dollar Tree that I just made a photocopy of because it's a little bit thicker. I'm using some regular color pencils, and I trace some of the images I usually trace out in marker, so that's what I've done. And we are going to be just chatting for a few moments, I guess you could say. I have something on my mind and I want to discuss it with you. So the first thing is, how are you doing? I hope you are doing awesome or wonderful, or whatever you're going through, you've worked through it and you're on the road to recovery. I am doing okay. I am definitely working through some stuff and it's going to be okie dokie. So yesterday, I don't know why it came to my head, but I looked up Toys R Us. I wanted to look up the Toys R Us song because I was singing it for some reason. I was watching Doc McStuffins, right? And, I was thinking about the toys, and I guess whatever in the song triggered this orange leaks bad. I don't know why it's leaking. And I keep using it. Oh, you see? That's crazy. I don't know why it's leaking. I have another orange glitter pen that leaked too. That is just ridiculous. Anyway, I'm coloring too hard. These leads keep breaking. Probably the way I sharpened it too. Anyway, I was just looking it up and I was thinking about it, and I was thinking that a lot of stuff that I grew up with is leaving, it's going, it's bankrupt, it's no longer. And I was thinking about the future. I don't know if I can safely say that the kids today will have things that they can brag about like we do. Older people that are over 25 maybe. Maybe not even 25. Like, for example, Blockbuster Video. When my son gets older, he won't know anything about VCRs. He won't know anything about a VHS. I mean, we probably still have one, but he won't know much about it. He definitely doesn't know anything about changing the channel, walking to the channel, the television, and turning the knob. Like, he's like, "Where's the remote, mommy?" I'm like, "Boy, what you know about a remote?" So, I was just thinking, and then since I am from Houston, I was just thinking a couple of years ago, more than a couple now. This is ugly. I should have colored these Christmas colors. Not a mushroom. But he, not he. Six Flags, which we call the Astroworld in Houston, closed down. Like, it's no more. And they built a stadium over there for baseball, I think. I don't know. But I can't even, I couldn't even believe that. And then just thinking about all the things that are no longer. And I understand that times change. I understand that we have to continually grow in order to make process and get better. It's just sad. Like, in the comment section below, let me know what you grew up with. It needs to be at least 10 years, not something that like went bankrupt after 2 years, like, I don't know, that you don't have anymore. Like, I grew up with Woolworth and McCory's. We would take the city bus and go downtown and go Christmas shopping. And, that's when Macy's was huge, and they used to have those Macy Day parades. Thanksgiving, Macy's would do it ginormous. Macy's on a corner. And then across the street from Macy's, it was Foley's. I don't even think Foley's is in business anymore. And then we'd have Woolworth, McCory's. Those are no longer there. Just a lot of stuff that's no longer. Let's not even talk about like the mom and pop shops, because those are all gone. Walmart and Target have taken over. Like, can you imagine it not be a Walmart? Like, you know, when you're if you have young kids or if you have kids that are maybe in their teens and they get to be like 50 or 60, can you imagine Walmart no longer being Walmart? Like Amazon is really trying hard to knock them out, but some people still like to go into brick and mortar stores and touch and hold the things that they want to buy. I know I do. Even if I find, like, I can find it online, which is a good deal, I'll get it online once I went to the store and touched it and felt it, if I can. Some things, you know, you just got to go on by faith and hope that it's not going to be garbage. I guess that's what, when we buying from overseas shops, that's what we're doing. This is crazy. This mushroom is super crazy. I should just color all this green. I don't know what's going on with me. Excuse the camera shaking and excuse the scratch noise you hear. I'll be finished with this in a few seconds. I don't know what is, I don't know why I'm thinking about that. Like, I'm definitely not challenging immortality or anything like that. It's just crazy how we have stuff and now it's no longer in existence. And so, you know, like I always tell you guys this, I just told you, I grew up in Houston, so we were talking about like cities that don't have much land and space for their kids to like run around and enjoy grass and trees. Like, could you imagine if you grew up in a area that has a lot of trees, a lot of grass, and you go there and no longer is a big department store like it's Walmart. When I was in Mississippi, they tore down like a forest. It was not a real forest, but it was a whole bunch of trees on the side of the street. They tore it down to widen the roads up. I was like, oh, that's so sad. And I get home here to Texas and they're doing the same thing. I'm like, do we really need this much expansion? Can't we just go and tear down that old raggedy building that's not a historical landmark and use that for whatever they're trying to build? Like, we need to go back into our neighborhoods and redevelop the development. Stop going out and trying to be the first person on the moon that's already been done. You know, let's try and get back to our roots. And I don't know. Anyway, I'll get off that kick because I know not a lot of people like that kind of stuff. I'm not trying to preach to you all. I don't know, it bothers me. It bothers me that, you know, I worked at Blockbuster. Like, I worked at Blockbuster for what, 2.5 years. I got my best friend from high school hired there. You know, I loved it, except for rewinding the daggone videos because people were too lazy to do it. But it was great. It was a good atmosphere. It was very good learning. And I always tell people that I'm not a very much a people person. But, you know, when you're in customer service and sales, you have to be a people person. Like, they had this little competition. What was it that we were selling? Schindler's List and something else. And I got the most sales because, you know, it's all about your pitch. I even used to be a telemarketer. Can you believe I was a telemarketer? Now I hang up in telemarketer's face. Good grief. Yeah, I done gave y'all a whole bunch of insight. Don't hate me, though, because I used to be a telemarketer. I was young. I was a teenager, and I needed money to buy junk. Because I wasn't in the fashion. I'm still not big into fashion. As long as the clothes fit me and I look nice in them, that's all that matters. It doesn't have to be the latest name brand item. So I can't remember what I used to use my money for. Cookies, probably. Because who doesn't like chocolate chip cookies? If you don't like chocolate chip cookies, that's okay. I'll still be your friend. That means you don't have to get my cookies, which is great because I don't share. The things that I do not share, except for with the Little Mermaid, are my chocolate chip cookies, my chocolate cake, and brownies. Anything, and French fries. Anything else, if we hanging out, I'll share with you. These crayons are falling apart. You saw that right. I don't know if this is a bad batch of crayons or what. You know, when I used to get my crayons, I tell this story all the time about my crayons, right? I love them. I don't know. They make me happy. And they always make me think of my mommy when I talk about crayons. So anyway, uh, I would always try not to drop them because, you know, they crack. If you drop your crayon, it can crack. I wonder if these pencils have been dropped a lot, and that's why they're breaking. And probably my pencil sharpener. I had watched, not all the way through, a video where someone's talking about the way you sharpen your pencil affects the lead or whatever. So, I don't know. What are y'all up to? Like, it's about to be June, you know. May just started, but when you blink your eye, it's going to be June. What are you doing? Like, what are your plans for the summer? The big room and I have been trying to discuss a vacation. And of course, you know what discussing a vacation with some people mean? You plan everything and I'll pay for it. Because that's what I did to my good friend. We went on a cruise to the Bahamas in 2014, I believe. 13 or 14. I can't remember the date. That's sad. And I was like, okay, you just tell me where and when, what I got to do, and I'll do it. Because she's big into telling people what to do, so she loved it. She absolutely loved it. She was like, okay, Brandy, we're going to do this, this, and this. I'm like, okay. We went snorkeling, right? And in my head, when you sign up for a thing, I thought we was going to get some lessons. You just walk up to the little booth. They give you your fins, your flippers, your little mouthpiece, and your goggles. I was like, this it? Am I getting in that water? I'm not getting in the water. And so she was like, are y'all going to tell us something? He was like, you can read the instructions on the wall. I was like, oh my God. This girl got us in the middle of nowhere talking about snorkeling. It was beautiful. I didn't go into the water that much because it was cold. And so when we started out on this journey, she left from Virginia and I left from San Antonio. We met in Florida and she was sick. She was sick. So, you know, if you've ever been on a cruise, the cabin rooms, the room was not expensive. So the bed, this is my bed because my bed was by the wall and her bed was by the balcony. So this is her bed and this is my bed. And we had like a little nightstand right here in between. She got me sick. So on the way home, you know, on the last couple of days of the trip, I was starting to feel sick. I don't want to dip my head under the water and I don't feel good. I didn't even want to get my hair wet. Because I was sick. She was all Brandy. I was like, yeah. She was like, you just paid for something you didn't do. I said, I stuck my head in the water. Like, I'm good. I'm good. I don't need that. Anyway, I just wanted to come on and chit chat with you all. I feel something in my bones, I guess. And we haven't chatted in a while. Like, we haven't did a chat in a while, I don't think. And I'm going to probably release this one before I release the other ones. Hopefully. I don't know. I like this shade of green. But you know I like green, so I am definitely biased with the green. This is one crazy picture, right? It is definitely going just like I expected it to go. Weird. Weird. Normally what I would do is I would color all the same mushrooms the same color. And maybe that's why it looks weirder to me than normal, because I just kind of went in with a marker and traced around some images and I'm like, yep, that's it. Because I don't plan on cutting all of these mushrooms out. I'm only going to cut the ones that are colored, basically. So I'm going to go in and fussy cut around all of the image, how it is, and do that one. Do it like that because I want to put it on something. Hopefully it works out for me. Hopefully it works out for me. And then, you know, even nostalgia, I went to the post office and they have Mr. Rogers post office. They have Mr. Rogers postal stamps. Like, really? If you didn't watch Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood growing up in the 70s and 80s, like, maybe you didn't have a TV. And maybe you weren't, I'm talking about Americans only, not anyone that grew up in another country. Because Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood was where it was, right? Just thinking about that makes me sad. Now they have Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood, and I don't really care for Daniel Tiger as much as I liked him when he was a puppet or a Muppet, a hand puppet, I think. Can you believe Mr. Rogers did those voices? Isn't that cool? Like he did those voices and he did the puppeteering. And then I watched an interview of his before. He sung that song every day. Every day Mr. Rogers was on, he sung the song. So it wasn't a repeat. That little segment wasn't. It's just cool. I don't know. Life can be so difficult, yet it can be easy. We have to choose. We have to choose our path, right? We have to choose that path. Oh my goodness. Let's try this on green over blue. Cause this, I shouldn't have did that. That mushroom might get on the trash. Some of these mushrooms look awkward. They don't look like mushrooms in my opinion. At first I thought they were kind of like jellyfish at first, but no, they're not. Some of them definitely look weird, oddly shaped mushrooms, but I guess real mushrooms look weird and oddly shaped as well. I want pancakes from IHOP. I know some of you don't eat out. I know that. What's your favorite, if you go to IHOP, what's your favorite meal? I usually get the chicken Florentine with that glaze on that sauce, that delicious glaze sauce, and chocolate chip pancakes because I like chocolate chip pancakes. But today I'm going to go for a walk. So we will have what mommy's cooking, which is cauliflower, hash browns, a couple of strips of bacon, and some toast. So I don't eat eggs much anymore. Unless it's something prepared. The eggs are prepared. I wouldn't say I'm going to go scramble an egg. I don't eat eggs anymore like that. If it's in a meal, that's fine. And I don't use a lot of dairy anymore. Whew. Coloring takes a lot out of you, don't it? Anyway, I want to say thank you all for watching. Hopefully the walk down memory lane wasn't too painful for you. Let me know in the comments what was your store, what was the store that you used to go to that is no longer available because it went bankrupt or the company just decided to close down. Until next time, thank you for watching. Happy crafting.